What's up, guys, and welcome to Andy's Playground. I'm your host as always, Andy, and today you might hear that my voice is a little bit different because you're actually listening to the audio. But today was the first day we're going to be recording a What's New at Walt Disney World in Magic Kingdom, and unfortunately the microphone decided it did not want to work, so you're currently listening to me edit this whole thing. I'm actually going to be doing some audio commentary on this entire little video here because sadly the microphone just didn't work at all. But unfortunately, this trip was actually really cool because Sierra came to join me because we were looking at TRON construction, what's new over at Splash Mountain, and a lot of other things. So honestly, it's going to be a lot of fun. However, unfortunately, it just didn't work out with the audio. So let's just dive right into Main Street first, starting off fresh. So as you guys can tell, they still have Christmas decorations up. The Christmas loop music, however, is gone. So it makes me think that they're going to be taking these down not too long from now. I really did like the Christmas decorations on Main Street. I thought they were really nice. It had been my first time I'd ever seen the Christmas decorations on Main Street. I just think it was a great touch. However, I know Hollywood Studios is losing their Christmas music on January 13th. And so my guess is Magic Kingdom's Christmas decorations will be going sometime around then. So if you guys want to go see Main Street, now's a good time. We're moving on our way literally over here to TRON. That's going to be where the entrance is, right there. And you're going to go back there, and just so happens, we're going to be taking some really good looks at it on the People Mover. But right over next to this entrance area are these little light cycles over here, and so Sierra and I are going to test them out here really quick. So unfortunately, Sierra isn't really here with me right now as I'm editing these videos, so she can't provide her own feedback. But as you guys can kind of tell, that's how you're going to settle onto them. She's kind of demonstrating it like that, and then the lap bar pulls down like that, which is a little bit different. And that was kind of fascinating. She noticed it was a little bit tight on her, a little bit uncomfortable. She hadn't really ridden too much things like that, but I had ridden something similar, and so when I slid into it, it was a little bit more comfortable for me. The thing I really liked about it were the shin guards. That's what I'm going to call them. There's like these little shin guards. You can see me like wiggling a little bit. They're super comfortable and like very flexible. But yeah, now we're moving on to the People Mover, and as you guys can tell, you can actually see the store from the Star Traders right there. But that is going to be the beast we're going to be talking about a little bit. I'm going to be taking some pauses right here just to focus in on some of the construction. But as you guys can tell, they're done with all the track. We know that. So now they're just going to be working on the pieces. So the second I zoom it out here in just a second, it's a really shaky camera. In a second, we'll start talking about what we can see here. That's a good spot right there. So if you're looking around here, right where I stopped it, looks like they have some kind of elevated platform thing they're working on right over there. The yellow stands over there on the right. And I'm curious to see what they're doing right there. You can also see they have paneling up right behind that track piece right there. And it looks like that's going to be part of the show building exterior. I need to do some more comparisons just to see what Shanghai looks, but I'm also trying not to spoil myself. Looks like they have a couple work tents on there on the left-hand side, and just those two cranes are working hard at just putting everything up. It'll be fascinating to see what it looks like when it's done, obviously. Let's keep it going. Because I'm going to pause it over a certain area that I really like to see. You can see all these little trucks moving down there, little crane right there. That's fascinating. We'll pause it just a second. I just wanted to see right about here. Now if you look here to your right, you'll see there's that one crane that's straight ahead of us, and it's moving dirt around. To the left of it, it looks like they're landscaping some kind of little pond or maybe a lake over there, like a mini little thing just to look at, scenery wise. Maybe that'll be where one of the big stands that go in there to hold up the structure on the outside. But to the right, where that Space Mountain building starts, that's where the train tracks were going around in that area. Like they would go back there. And then TRON literally is in the middle of that. And so they're working on building that tunnel. And I'm seeing there's this little barrier wall right next to those yellow stanchions, and I'm curious to see if that's where part of the tunnel's going, how they're going to use the train in that area, because that's going to be something that I don't think Shanghai does. So that'll be interesting to see the difference. Let's keep it going. I'm going to try to see if I get a better shot of it, because this is a good one for right side. We'll stop right there. So that is the border wall I was showing later. It's crazy that literally on the other side of it, is dirt, cinder blocks, and all those different things right there. But then you can see where that barrier wall is right over there as well. And it's just fascinating to see all this construction work going on here. But that's going to be the pathway. It's going to lead up into there. That'll be one of the pathways, I'm sure. They'll have multiple entrances and exits. And then we have this lovely wall to look at. Let's see here, 1 second. Okay, that's going to clear up. Not fast enough. It's fascinating. And then we took a look over here at Barnstormer, and then we can see just the size of that building. It's just massive. Just looking at the structures. Those are some serious stairs, by the way. I was just counting, just right now looking in the editing area. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories tall. I think I was saying in the video it was like 3 to 4 stories. I'm like, no, that's even more. It's like 6 or 7 stories tall. That's absolutely insane. I'd hate to climb that. That would stink. But yeah, you can see Space Mountain's right over there. And then yeah, that's just the video right there. It's just insane. And there's the train station. And so it's going to connect somehow. And I'm just kind of curious on how it's going to work that way. But we'll have to see. Alright, moving on. The other area that was under construction was Splash Mountain. And as you guys can tell, it's under some serious renovation. They have a lot of walls up over there. I mean, it makes perfect sense. No one wants to ride this ride in January. It's freezing sometimes. Which, I mean, for Floridian, 50 degrees is like 30 degrees elsewhere. So it's pretty cold. But yeah, I'm going to try to get some good shots here. We'll jump a little bit ahead. So we're right now looking over the fence area on that bridge. You can see the empty little cave area. I'm going to go over to that other bridge right there in just a second, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like from above this little track area. And you can see part of the track. I'm going to go over this ledge right here. And it's just crazy what it looks like without any water in it and getting really up close with it. Now let's go into that bridge right here. That's a good shot. Just drained it all. As far as I know, they're probably just doing some usual touch-ups to the ride. I don't know if they're changing anything insane about the ride. Just doing some major touch-ups on the animatronics. Probably some of the ride areas, making sure the boats run smoothly. Because with water rides, you know, a lot of water damage is possible. And so you want to make sure you're constantly keeping that ride up to date and keeping it with good upkeep and things like that. So that makes perfect sense. So I noticed over here that you could see these giant red cranes, and I was concerned for a second because I'm like, that doesn't seem like that's over in TRON, but it wasn't TRON. That was just a TRON crane right over there. They had 2 of those big red cranes out today. Coming over here by Muppets, I just wanted to stop by over here because they had this sign up. Now, before the Muppets went away, they had this sign showing all the show times. However, but when the Muppets were taken out, they removed the sign completely, and it was just this wooden post that I'm pointing at right now. And so then they replaced it with this sign, because eventually the Muppets came back for that little week break in the end of December to help with the peak crowds. But then they just put this sign overlay on top of it instead of just leaving it blank. My goal is I'm going to try to see if I can create a new opinion-based video on the Muppets. Because number one, I love the Muppets and I love the great moments in history. However, my argument was I didn't like where they were at, because literally at the time of recording, I got interrupted by the Liberty Bell. And so that'll be a fun video to make. Alright, so these last little bits right over here are going to be talking about the Liberty Tree little quick service area over here. This is where you can get turkey legs and some other things like that. But they created this little marketplace area. I think that's actually the name of the place, Liberty Tree Market or something like that. A little quick service area, super nice place to get some food. Liberty Square Market, Liberty Square Market. And they're gonna have this nice little tree in the center, which will be really nice when it's fully bloomed out, but just nice little getaway area. And over here in Fantasyland, I just came over here just to be able to show what crowds are like at this kind of level right now. It's a Small World was at a 45-minute wait. I think Peter Pan was at a 70. So it's not bad, but it's not like really good. It's still pretty rough crowd-wise. Overall, I mean, it looked like a pretty chill day. I was really happily surprised. But yeah, there wasn't really a heck of a lot of other things and I was kind of grateful for that, just because Magic Kingdom is a place that's constantly moving and constantly changing. But as you guys can tell, even with peak crowds, post-peak crowds, it wasn't too bad. PhilharMagic was at like a 20, and so that wasn't too bad either. I think there's one more thing I'm going to show you guys, and then we'll call it a day. So this little area over here by the Tomorrowland Terrace, they had this entire ramp area blocked off, and I was just kind of curious. I'm assuming they're just working on the concrete area, but that went all the way up to the top of the ramp, and I'm like, that's interesting, and it's leaving like this like 5-foot gap right there. But anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys all for watching. It really does mean a lot for me that you guys watch all this stuff. I've been very tired because I've been working through peak week, which has been a very, very tough time on Hollywood Studios. We hit actual park capacity, almost, actually. We hit park records, sorry, for attendance. Over 55,000 people went to Hollywood Studios one day. It was absolutely insane. But I really can't thank you guys enough for watching. Truly, it means a lot. If you guys have any other recommendations on anything you guys want me to update you guys on, whether it's in the parks, in the resorts, or elsewhere, just let me know. Give me a comment down below. I'd love to catch up with you guys. But until next time, I'll see you real soon.